Okay. Hey. 1 second. Okay. 1 second. So, where we are now doesn't seem like very far off from like, what, 3-4 streams ago. But the difference between where we are now and earlier is I did some more testing with how to actually generate all the supports without doing it manually. It is still a little manual. We'll still use the array modifier, but it is still going to be pretty manual. Even more manual than I was anticipating. But I tried to do some geometry nodes, which I'll show in a second. So anyone stumbling across this, please help me out. Alright, so I'm gonna hide that. And I'm gonna open up this. So this right here is what I'm using with geometry nodes, which is not what we'll be using to actually generate the track. So here I have a track. I can set how many, oh apparently not, oh yeah, the lowest I can go is 10 just because of this ride specifically, the lowest I'm going is 10. And I can set how many pieces I need. I can go up to 16. And then it generates the ends on the end, even though it's backwards, don't know how to fix that. But it doesn't matter because I'm not going to be using this. And then the start, again, backwards. I can select the track style. So this is 2-tube, 3-tube, 4-tube, and then the last one would be the lift track, which is also still 4-tube. And then I can also move it along the thing. However, if you keep going with this, you'll realize, like even here, these only face down, and I'm having issues with getting everything to face in the correct direction, because once you get to these parts over here, like even right there, it's a bit weird. So if it's not straight up and down, I can't really use it. So with the geometry nodes, I'm gonna have to put that to rest for now, and then we're gonna do the instancing technique that we were using earlier. One thing that I might test out for a little bit is to use drivers. So we'll go based off of the track start, and then I can use a driver to say the cross ties need to be like 1 unit away from this one, and then the end. The thing is I don't know how to, without geometry nodes, make it so it can take this X distance or whatever on the geometry nodes and take that input and place it into this one, and then this one taking the input from the what is it, the array count, and then adding 1 to it over here. So basically this plus 1 plus the array count would equal this. I don't know how to do all that. So manually I will have to place the track start, the cross ties, the track end, and I don't know if it'll let me select it, but also the there we go. Oh, there we go. These here, the support the mount brackets. So I'm going to do all that manually, and then in here me close instancers. This, oh, I have to add these. Hold on. So let me get track start. Create a duplicate. We'll join that. Anyway, convert that to mesh. Those are the, and then the track start mesh will join. Where's track end? Track end. I guess I can just take one of these. Duplicate, convert to mesh. Join mesh. So now we'll join all of this together. Start mesh, track end mesh. This. Join. Get rid of that. Okay, so I have all my instances that I'll save. I guess. Do I even need to save them, or do I just delete them? I can probably just delete them. Maybe save them for now, just in case. Anyway, this is a whole item that I can move. I can't edit it anymore. And then I can always reset it to the origin because this is the object of track number 1. So this is what I'll save here. Oh yeah. I also have to get rid of this. Actually, no. Yeah. And I don't want this or anything that's already selected. And I'll unwrap from view or project from view. Unwrap. And then I'll just move it somewhere in here. So now it's quote unquote UV unwrapped. And then I can just, well, let me save the preview. Okay, so this is track number 1. It has everything there that we need. So then when we go to the actual Fahrenheit file, we can just plop this in there, and this is just track piece number 1. We're done. And I think this is what I want to do for the entire ride. And then once I get a section done, well, I'll do half of the first section just because I don't know what to name the last pieces. I can probably get the pieces down, but I don't know which piece to number them as. So I'm going to do the front half of section 1, or the ending of it, I guess. Do the lift and drop section, and then after I get all of the lift and drop track done, I'll do all of the lift and drop supports. So I want to do the supports and the track, quote unquote, at the same time. Because typically when I go around and just do the track, and then I have to go back around and then I do all the supports, and then I go back around and I do all the footers and flanges and all that, and I don't want to keep looping around the ride. I would like to do everything all at once. I haven't fixed anything with the supports over the weekend, but whatever, I guess. I don't know. Anyway, I'm gonna move on to the next piece. And then in this section, I will keep all the folders over here. So then in the actual Fahrenheit file, I won't have to have all the folders with all of the unused stuff. So then when I actually do bake the oh, also one thing I forgot, I need to merge the vertices. There you go. Because before then, whoops. before you merge them, you have a lot of like here with the, you can kind of see where it all ends, which I don't like. So we're gonna fix that up, and now you can see it's like a smooth curve. Well, as smooth as a low poly pipe can be. All right, so this is track piece number 1, and 1500 triangles. All right, and that times what? Probably like 100, something like that. So 55 or 15,000. Anyway, I'm gonna move on to the next piece. So I'm gonna make a new track section, call it 002, and then temp for templates, and then in this template folder, I'm going to drag our instancers. Okay, maybe I should start with this. I'll start with the rails. I'm gonna need some rails, and I'm gonna need a brace to do this. I'm doing the zigzagging braces manually, but I'm going to Shift D duplicate. The reason we Shift D here is because, and I'm gonna put this in the main file, the main O2 file. I just need the actually, hold on. Let's duplicate this. I'm gonna get rid of that because I don't want to deal with that. Get rid of this. Put that there. We're gonna copy to selected, copy to selected. Apply. No, not apply. Okay, there we go. Copy to selected, copy to selected. The only thing with this one is we're gonna get rid of the curve there and reset this, whoops, to 0. Anyway, back to our file here. So you want to get the rails in first, just so you can see like kind of where to put the start and end pieces. Then you go to your instancers, and I'll start with the mounting brackets just so I don't forget. Drag this into the temporary file. And then the mounting brackets are going to be, where is it? There we go. Are going to be the support pieces. So you can kind of place these wherever you need to. How many in between? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 spaces. 1, 2, 3. Maybe I should do cross ties first, huh? I mean, I guess it doesn't really matter which one you want because they're all going to end up in there anyway. All 3 of these I'm going to drag into this temporary folder as well. I'll start with the track start. Move that to 11, right? No, 10. Also, I have 2 of these files up here because each time you instance them, you kind of have to hit this faces button. Track end. Goes there. Cross ties. We'll go there. Faces. Alright, so we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Alright, so this is a good spot for this. So I Control A, make instances real. And then I go back to the instance mounting bracket, click faces again, and then we'll move to the next place I want an instance. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's even. Even though I do have this here, I still want to make sure like the spacing is even, because I know there's a couple places like under the Norwegian loop after the first corkscrew that I need to make better choices with where I place some of those supports. So basically the last time we placed the supports, I guess in a sense we could just use what we already have, but I do want the full piece of track to be made. But it wasn't a waste of time. At least we learned a little bit more of our craft doing that. What else? Okay. Since these are not instants yet and not real, let's say, back in our instances, I can go to the curve and I'll take off the mesh, basically. And then I'll go ahead and hide these as well. Whoops, I didn't make that an instance yet. Hide that. So basically what we're left with is this wireframe on the inside. I've already gone ahead and set up these wireframes, but basically they look like this. Actually, I'm going to convert this to a curve. This one as well. I'll let you know why in a second. So I have all the cross ties here. On each cross tie, it looks like this curve here, where it has these points. And whenever you have the snapping tool on, set to like the vertices or vertex snapping, when you snap to a mesh vertice, it's a square. When you snap to a curve, it's a circle with an X in it, okay? So what we're gonna do, one second, plug in my headset. So what we're gonna do is apply this this brace that we duplicated. What the heck? Let me Control D, duplicate that. Oh, then what is this? Ah, this is the actual. Okay, this needs to be reset to 0. And the actual duplicated one needs to come over here. There we go. I accidentally brought the original over. So on this, we're going to apply, and it's still not working. What? I think maybe oh jeez. Huh. Why is it there? Alright, anyway, so basically at this point, we're going to match the vertexes with that circle and X thing. Oops. And it is much easier to do. And then Shift D to start a new one. Right over here. E to the circle with the X. And it's much easier to do without the also because there is a mounting brace or bracket right there, I do have these extended a bit, which makes it look a little bit better. But it is easier to do when you don't have everything rendered. Wait a second. Because then it's also trying to like, it's already doing this weird fighting thing over here, which I don't understand, but like all of this over here, I don't know why it's fighting me there, but it seems to be even worse when there is actual mesh on. I skipped an entire... Alright, and then of course we're looking for the circle with an X. And then go back to our cross tie, curve, put it on object. I'm going to make a third one here. So this one is going to be for curves. So I can control this. This one is the normal one that I actually care about. And then this one will be the faces. The faces thing. Okay, so now that we have this, I'm going to turn back on the mesh. Anything that is mesh, I'm going to go ahead and put into the not temporary file. If it's mesh or, yeah, only mesh, only mesh. And here we have our instancers, and these will always be on the bottom because everything else starts with inst. So inst means that we need to eventually turn it into a mesh. So when I take my cross ties, I'll start with just the cross ties. So it's not a million things that populate. Control A, make instances real. All of these are going to populate. And it always populates twice. It populates everything, all of this over here, and then also this, which is... I'll get over it. But I'm gonna... If I join them now, I can't because these are all like... If I edit one, I edit all of them type deals. So, for what I'm going to do here is shift duplicate, and then I'll join them. Or sorry, convert to, I need one of them selected. There we go. I'm gonna actually join them that way. There we go. So I always forget about that. And then when I have them all joined, I'm going to convert it to a mesh. And now the cross tie, the last cross tie, will have a vertex group symbol and a mesh symbol over here. So that's how I know which one to grab. And also it's just selected. I'll move that down to the mesh. And then for my instancer, I'm going to move it back into instancers just so I don't lose it in here. Track in, same deal. Control A, make instances real. All the track in stuff. I'm going to duplicate it. Convert to mesh. Join. Move that into the mesh. And the instancer. And come up here. Track start instancer. Control A, make instances are real. Gonna select one of them. Ah, jeez. Gonna select one of them. And join. Whoops. Convert to mesh join. Move the mesh down there. This instancer. Go back up here. And then this instancer can also go back up. So now I can get rid of the instancers, and then I'm kind of left with the actual piece of track. What we need to do now, though, is with this, because I manually placed this, and this is actually where it is in real life, I don't have to worry about making instances real and all that. What I do need to do, though, is to convert this into a mesh. And then I can get rid of my temporary files. All of this here is a mesh. So what I can do is, okay, I forgot that there's a modifier on the rails. So let's still do convert to mesh and then join. In here, I don't want the rails, and I know that they're already highlighted because that's just kind of how I set it up. Then we'll control I. Ooh, I forgot to select these, but I'll fix that. So basically, I have everything that was a curve, and we'll have weird UVs, and I can just hit, I don't know, 1 or 3, project from view, like normal. Something is weird here. What is this? Those are my cross ties. Those are my cross ties. I think they still have, yes, they still have this on them. One more time, project from view. And we'll move them up to, and then bunch of vertices. Boom. Track piece number 2 is finished. So I'll name this track 2. Mark as asset. So now in here, oh, it's kind of funny. The camera, I think, is at like a fixed position, so yeah, that makes sense. So that's 2 pieces of track completely finished. And I think the last piece of track was oh wait. I think these are all supposed to be 12. I think it was supposed to be 12, 12, and 10. But I did 10 and 10. So this one's going to be 14. Whoops. That's another thing about doing this manually. I should probably set up the rails first, just so I can kind of like see where the track will end up before I commit to actually making it. So I'm gonna go ahead and do that. So I'll have track 3, and then track 3 templates. Actually, I don't think it'll be this many pieces because we're at the end. Should be just one more. In track 3, I'll start with the rails and braces. Shift D. Move the duplicates into track number 3. And then of course they're going to be in the mesh side. Even though this is not a mesh yet, I still like it to be in the mesh side. We're gonna put it on the track. Move the units to here. You know what? We can't. Okay, so it needs to be at least 12. Let's do that. 10, 10, and 12. And then all of this will be lift. So yeah, we don't need track 4. Whoops. Count 12. So this is a 12 counter. But the only thing that we need to change is the array number. Oh, excuse me. The only thing we need to change is the array number and the cross ties. The rest of it, pretty much the same. So I'm gonna go back in my instancers. Gonna take all of them. Because I know that I'm working on 2-tube, I do have this 2-tube one out. Otherwise, it would go in here. But for ease, I just need it accessible. Gonna drop it into the temporary file. Let's start with the track start. Move it to unit 20. Check face. What's going on here? Oh. Why is it clipping? What's the clipping with? Track start. I'm gonna track start and see. Also, in the instancers is where everything will be left behind when you do move the parent. So what's all this clipping, huh? Maybe. I can figure this out later. I don't know why, I don't know what's clipping, because it's only one instance. Anyway, track end. We'll do the same thing, turn on faces, we're gonna move it, plus 12. It's gonna go there. Cross ties, this is gonna be plus 10, we're gonna add 2. Boom, turn on faces. Go to our duplicate thingy, put this at, or 20, I don't know how to do that. Going to apply this. That's so wild. I don't like that. You can't tell. Apply. So why does it show up over there? You know what I mean? I mean, whatever, because we can just kind of like move this, but come on now. There's a lot of setup here. Please work with me. Alright. So it is a lot of fighting to get this to go where you want it, which I don't enjoy. Also, there's a million meshes stacked on top of each other, so this is really hard to do. Oops. Alright, let me go ahead and place this one. Do I have... I can make one, but I didn't make a start. Alright. Let me go ahead and make this instance real. So merge by distance. Come on now. Alright. Merge by distance. They're literally on top of each other. Okay, this is mega frustrating. Like, I don't know why it's not merging. There's two meshes here. Anyway. Alright, pause. We're pausing operation. We're stopping. We're stopping. So this worked. And this worked. Also, this is weird. Not sure why. I think what just needs to happen is that this needs to be dissolved. This, yeah, that just needs to be dissolved. I'm never gonna finish this. What I need to do is take a step back. I know this. Okay, fine. I'll take a step back. But one step back. What I'm gonna do is let me pull my instancers out. Actually, no, I need them there. Cross tie and all that. I'm gonna duplicate. That's not what I meant to do. Okay. In this, I'm going to make sure that it does not have any geometry. And this will be the wireframe. So now I don't have to toggle anything on and off. It just exists for me to be able to see it. And that's it. Actually, also it keeps it a curved in case I need it, because I think what I need to do is, all right, all of this going into the shadow realm, and then cross tie. You will be converted into a mesh. And in doing so, we're getting rid of all of your extra points that you do not need. And this is one cross tie. Boom, right there. The wireframe still exists. We still have the curve and all that. But I don't want to generate it. So I'll keep this around just in case. Here we will track end. This is the wireframe. But in the track end, I want to convert this into a mesh. Same deal. Goodbye. Goodbye. And then we can just kind of do, wait a second. Well, that's the issue. There we go. The mesh is supposed to be just this, because this was supposed to be a curve, but now it's track end. There we go. I'm not doing this. So this is the track end, and then we have a track end wireframe, which I can't see, which I don't like. Okay. Track start. Okay, let's get rid of the extra geometry here. And then in track start, whoops, I didn't make a wireframe. Oof. Wait, track start was already not wireframed, which is why I don't have it. Got it. Alright, I'm gonna Control Shift, no, Alt Z? Control Shift Z. There we go. All the way back. Okay. And then with this wireframe, we're gonna duplicate it. Mirror, global X. So this is gonna be track start wireframe. And then this is just Z fighting because it's cross on here. Perfect. So now how do we... I wish you could toggle off a parent. Or, wait a second. could do an object constraint. If okay, let me move my instancers back, just so I can kind of see what I'm doing. Oh. Alright, so they're all paired. Perfect. So when I come out here, and at cross tie, inside I have this cross tie. If I wanted to hide it, I cannot. Modifiers. I can't hide it, but I can go at top view. Well, that'll change. What's going on with my track start? And then track start wireframe. Where is it? Track start wireframe used to be unparented. And then parented here. Okay, but where's the rest of it? Track start. So this is track start. Ah, because I made it an instance, I believe. I made this an instance. Yes. Okay, track start. Faces. What is going on? What is that? Track start wireframe should not have anything there. Also, I'm gonna need to track start wireframe. Let me do that. Because I did flip it. Where are we? Track start. Alright. So now we have our little line here, which we need. So when we try to move it, it goes on to the X there. Nice. Let me move all my instances back though. So duplicate that there, extrude it there, duplicate, extrude. Oh, this is working very well. Why do I always skip? That's weird. That's weird. Duplicate, extrude. Let me stop. Go back some. I forgot to put these in because we do get that extra mesh that comes, or the extra like connecting points. So let me go to, where is it? It's insert mounting bracket. I'm gonna turn on the faces. Hello. Oopsie. Where? What? instancer. This is not a curve. Again, it has curve properties because I'm in edit mode. There we go. Faces, modifiers. Put this one there. So the first thing that we're going to instance is these, just because we can't have two of them at the same time. What am I clicking? Parent inverse. Oh, there we go. And then with the wireframe, this is what we need. The rest of it, hide. Mounting bracket. Faces. Oh my. Oh wait, yes. I forgot, I hit it. So here's what I'm gonna move this back too. And I'm gonna put this here because I said so. That's why. So we can have like some consistency here. Then figure something out when it comes to here because we're gonna have the, I don't know, lots of stuff is gonna go on over here. So if anything, I can move this up one. We'll cross that bridge when we get to it. And then of course, if I do ever need to make changes, I'm gonna have this temp folder, so then I can just kind of like delete, move, and all that. But once these are instanced, like I can just delete one cross tie if I need to, or delete this and then create another one instead of having to redo the entire thing, which I like. So the mounting brackets are mesh, so I'll move them out here. The mounting bracket wireframes are also mesh, which is what I wanted to change. Oh, it's gonna be in here. Mounting bracket wireframes. So I want to convert this to curve, so I can get the circle with the X instead of the box. Okay. Back to business. I'll convert this to a mesh. So now let's make these instances real. And then the wireframe, whatever. Here we'll move this into mesh. Actually, let's start with this and then we can hide the mesh and then, yeah. So we can just like go all that and hide. Yeah, okay. So that's the start, end, track end. No, yes. Instancer. Track end. Make instances for, wait, is it still doing that thing? It is still doing that thing. That thing that I do not appreciate. Track end, wireframe. And there's also no wireframe in here. So what's going on? To understand. Start face. So track start is doing everything we need to do, and that's the one that I like. Track end. Mounting bracket wireframe. Mounting bracket. So all of this. Hide that. Track and wireframe. So why isn't it working here? What's going on? I'm gonna see if the correct thing is parented. So I'm gonna move this into there. Yes. What? Oh, this is frustrating. It's frustrating because I want to move on. I want this project to be finished, but I can't do that if my tools are not working. Okay, I'm gonna make this a real instance, see what happens. So it gives me two wireframes that are still... Okay, pause. Let's go back. I understand. Track and wireframe. Instancer, track and, I'm gonna move the instancer back in here. Track and wireframe. You do not have object rights. There we are. This is very frustrating, but I'm trying to I'm trying to move as fast as possible, and I think that is what's like holding me back. Okay, so I'm gonna Control A, make that real instance. Move the mesh into there. And now all the mesh is dead to me. What is happening? Cross ties. Oh, cross ties are not instanced. Make it to real instances. All of this can go into here. Alright. So now I have just the wireframe. I do need this brace duplicate. Let's go to top mode. Alright. Control D. Extrude. To here. This was my original approach to making this track, because this style of track was the first thing I ever modeled. Seeing this track, saw a model of it on YouTube, and I was like, wait a second, I can do better than that. And then I was like, oh, I wonder if I can make a realistic version of that. Turns out I could. And now it's kind of funny seeing that like this is what I've gone back to, is to like manually doing it. Except then it was like not nearly as organized as this, and this is still kind of not peak organization, but you know. Excuse me. There we go. So all this, we will convert to mesh, join. What is that? What am I looking at? What is this? Ah. Forgot. With the cross ties, we have to make duplicates. And then join. Move this out. There we go. Get rid of that. All this we will convert to mesh, join. And this is track number 3. Mark as assets. It's already red. It's weird. Gonna invert the selection, get rid of anything that's already selected. Whoops. Gonna go to, we're gonna do project from view. Project from view. Before I go any further, well, it's a bit too late now, but if I had any more 2-tube track, what I would do is, go to double section 1, go to, oh, let me move my instancers back, because whenever I go back to 2-tube track, I'm going to be lost and not know where they are. Back into here. Mounting bracket. Highlight the ball. So then whenever I do invert the selection, it would unselect that. And now the 2-tube instancer can go back into there. Close the instancers. So that is, this is completely done. These pieces of track are completely finished. I will never model them ever again unless there's some weird thing that's going on with it that I can't figure out. But I am more than happy to be done with that. What I believe will happen next is I'll do the same thing with the supports, and this is what I love. This is kind of more like coaster fabrication to have each piece already made, and then when I go into making the supports, I'll have the supports generated, but I'll kind of tweak them to where I need them to be, turn that into a mesh, and then also, wait a second. Where is this origin? Okay. Also, all origins need to be saved to the actual origin. Set origin precursor. Like this one. Okay. So then, whenever I do bring it in from another file, it does just default to place. Okay. So, and I think because of that, like on here, you can kind of see that there's like different materials here because there's different vertices amounts, because we do have like, there's this right here. So if I were to Not extrude, sorry. Dissolve the edges there. Dissolve the edges there. Oh, that still doesn't work. Oh, that's fine. I want to see if it looks different over here. But it does look different here. And I think the reasoning is because it just kind of started correctly, for lack of a better way to describe that. So yeah, these look completely fine now. And I think what I'm going to do is, for like the 5th episode in a row, instead of doing the lift, I'm going to try doing the supports for these, what, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 supports. So for the first 6 supports and the first 3 pieces of track, I'm going to try to get those fully complete and then drop those into the actual file. So then the actual file will be a little bit cleaner, and then all the mess can be into these. Because I don't need all the instancers and all the assets and all of that in there. If anything, I don't even need to like duplicate this. I need to just drop this in as a link and make it so you can't even touch it in the file. So that when I start to edit other things around it, all of what's stationary should be stationary. If I do make a train, I'll probably make a train file, and then from there I'll probably have like a link, and then an actual train file. If anything, I could put the link onto like a transfer, and then have the copied version on the track. That'd be really cool. Anyway, I'm going to move these track pieces into Fahrenheit track. Actually, I'll do this. Section 1. Move these into section 1. And then of course they still stay there, but this way, when I do have a billion pieces of track, I don't have to sit there and scroll through them. I can just kind of go there. Alright, so now I'm going to go to the supports tab. And what I'm going to do here, I'm going to new collection, imports, and then I'm going to bring in the, I'm going to go back here. Oh god. Fahrenheit spline. Oh, I was working with geometry nodes with a version of the track that has like each point already established. But geometry nodes is calling me names, pushing me down the flight of stairs right now. I'm gonna copy that. We're gonna go to supports, ports, paste it. And then I'm gonna have new collection track. I forgot that's not how it works. So as you can see, the track is just imported. I don't have to worry about moving it because I can't, because it's a link. And then we're gonna do the same kind of thing of how we made these support pieces. Let me make this orange because duh. Let's name this support 000. New collection support section 1. I will try to capitalize numbers. That's not how that works. support section 1. In it, we will have support 001. Whoops. I'm so glad I don't have to name footers now, because I was gonna also be like, oh, which one is footer number 1 and footer number 2, and would it be footer 1.1 and 1.2? It doesn't matter because it's all going to be under one support. So, assets, and then imports. That'll be a test support. I'll leave that there. Here we'll have sensors. And then inside, I'm gonna make a plane. Let's make it like 0.4, so it's not monstrous. I'm gonna name this sensor support. Oh gosh. Sensor support start. Sure. And I'm also going to go back to the other file to get some dimensions. So let me save, go back. And what I need is two-tube track, mounting bracket. So from here, it ends. Oh god. Of course it's like some number that's not easily type-inable. Probably should have paid attention to that. So when modeling, it's always best to, I call it zeroing out, but like this would be 0.4. And then I would have it there, but I don't want to remodel all the stuff. If anything, I can go back and do this. What was I doing? So that here, the Z value I'll copy. Usually what I would do is have like a notes thing over here, and I can just kind of like type in that value just in case I forget it again or need to come back and steal it. But I'm gonna take that value, go back into supports, and in my instancer support thingy, I will make a new curve path. Gotta delete all that. And then I'm going to extrude Z, have the Z be that number we stole. Gonna make this a poly spline. And you're not getting all that resolution. No, you are not. So, this is where the thing needs to start. So let's say I want this to, let's do 0.3 on the Z, negative. So at minimum, the support needs to come from the center of the track, which is the origin, to at least 0.3 meters away. So this is what this is. And then from here, we can edit to make the actual support. I think I already had this here. Yeah, whatever. In assets. Yeah, support base. Whatever. I want to name this inst support start. Since we have start and end on the track, I'll just use start and footers for supports. Inst will be parented to the instancer. So then Instances I always have yellow just so I can see what I'm doing. Track I'll leave above the supports again because I want the thing that I'm working on to be the bottom one. And then supports are blue, so I'm gonna work with blue. For support, I'm gonna move the instancer into here. And then I want to give it some, actually let me open up all my thingies here. This, scroll down a little bit. This one we're going to give geometry nodes, move to unit. There's something down, oh, this will be the curve modifier, whatever we need. So that instancer, and also curve modifier. Oops, deform. And then we'll move this to where it needs to go. Turn on faces. Instancing. There we go. Faces. So then it just starts where actually I think it might need to go down a little. But basically what we'll do here is make instances real. Oh, I should also have a template folder here. Temp, put that in there. And then from here we will Shift D to duplicate, get rid of that. And then we'll extrude Z all the way to 1.3, I believe is our base. And then on here, we can throw in the generate support thingy. What the hell is that? I'd like to know what I'm looking at here. Ah, there's two. Okay. So these two we will dissolve vertices. No, not dissolve vertices. We will take away the segments. Let's just delete those. Delete that. Extrude. That there. Extrude on the Z. Global Z. There we go. Alright, back to reality. So, revert flange, go to assets. Let's accidentally click it. Flanger 2. Okay, so this is what I realized like just a couple seconds ago. We need to buffer the distance between these two. Which is, let me actually go to this. And the distance is 0.025. So if we go back to this, let's move this down, negative 1.025. There we go. And I'm just gonna move this on the normal by 0.025 in the negative direction. But the rest of them will automatically happen because I moved that one. Okay. The issue that I see with this so far is that what we used to be able to do when it was working is kind of right click on this and like move the match the, what do am I trying to say? Match the rotation, or copy the rotation over, but that wasn't even working then, so rip. Footer is gonna be small. I don't even think rotating here is the best option because this isn't flat. Because this is bent a little, so if I rotate on the Z, you can kind of see that it's doing some weird stuff. Which means I need to do geometry node stuff. If anything, I can make like a sticky note or even have a notes. I don't really need this here, so I can change this to note or text editor. And then we'll have a new one. Alright. So I can do this. Support rotations. And we're all the way up to 6. Oh, yikes. I forgot. It's like Python. Whatever. Gonna write it like that. Section 1. The programmer brain in me needs it to look like that. Support rotations. I don't need this. I don't know why I did that. And then here I can just kind of manually copy and paste in the rotations. So then when I do, what's this going here? I forgot. Yeah, because this one I can't edit at all. I can add a rotation filter here, and then I can, let's try that. Geometry nodes, instances, root flange, rotation. So tangent rotation. The X we'll take from here. The Y we will also take from there. The Z value keep. Oh God. I need to learn how to do geometry nodes. So the X and Y we want. Are you kidding? There's no way that's like universal though. That's perfect. I don't trust or believe or anything that this is. I mean, it is though. What? Maybe that's coincidence. It has to be coincidence. I refuse to believe anything else. Let me adjust all this. Like geometry nodes already hurts my brain, so I want it to be as organized as possible. See. So that way I can edit it when I need to. Alright. Oddly enough, this line is perfect. And the mean tilt I didn't even change. Anyway, gotta make instances real. What the hell? Gotta move this out here, see what's going on. And then convert to mesh. Huh. Huh. So how do I turn this into a mesh? I have to get off this first turn. I have to get off this first turn. By the end of this week, I need us to be at, like, I want the whole track finished by the end of the week. But judging from what's going on now, I'm not confident that that will happen. But I'm going to try to, anyway. Apply. Yeah. Apply all transforms, create new object. So then in this instance, we can now do that. Okay. And then convert to mesh. Oh. Support start. Maybe generate support supply. Cannot convert curve to mesh. Aww. Convert curve to mesh first. Well, that's not happening. Wait. This curve? But then that gets rid of all my... I will figure this out. I will figure this out. But before I figure that out, I'm gonna move on. Gonna do that. Faces. Whoops. And we're gonna move this instancer. Into another support. Because I don't know what I'm doing yet. I'm not gonna make that second folder. I'm just gonna make a support folder. Because it doesn't seem too useful right now. Make instances real. Gotta duplicate that. And then in here, we're gonna extrude on the Z. There. And then we're going to add. We're gonna on here. I'm gonna give it a geometry node, which is gonna do that. I'm also gonna edit this because I think there we go. There we go. I absolutely hate more than anything that this flange keeps popping up. Hold on. Blender file, objects, flange. Goodbye. There we go. That flange was something I created like as a test, like way before. Yeah, the rest of this. Alright, let's move this down. Ah. So the root flange is going to be flange to root. Where? So it's just working now. Hold on. Oh, because of the rotation of the... Got it. You know what? We're so back. I don't think I need this rotation flange anymore because this just takes the rotation based off of. I'm an accidental genius. I still don't know how to turn these into mesh. But maybe I don't have to. Maybe I'll just import or like save this as the asset itself. Okay. That just boosted my confidence. Face. We're gonna move that there. I think I need assets open. Actually, pause. Moment of silence. Let me think. Okay. In here, we're going to move master unit. No, give me. Yes. So in here, we're gonna go to flanges, root flange, and I'm gonna make the default root flange default. I want it to be flange root to tube. And then as for the footer, I want the footer default to be I just got a funny text. Okay, around small. And then I'll save. That way I don't have to keep redoing this. Geometry nodes. See if it generates support. That is an interesting. Oh, okay, I don't want it on that. No. That's right. I have to go to this. And I will reset this geometry. Generate supports. There we, and then it's already, this is beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Flange to tube. I also forgot that I could edit it from there. Whoops. Support star. Where are we? Alright, so we're on support number 3. Ew. Let's move this in there. Move that instancer into the correct folder. In here, we're gonna Control A. Oh my goodness. Okay. I think what needs to happen is this needs to not exist. So then when we instance this, things are normal, and then we can duplicate that. Whoops. So then this here, extrude Z, move this where we need it to go. Excuse me. I see. Then on here, we can have our asset library open, and then just drag this on there. It's still not defaulting. Oh, I'm so glad I accidentally figured that out. I also want to, whenever I do convert, I'll show you. So when I do convert this to a mesh, what I want to do, whoa, it's already marked sharp, so why isn't it? Clear sharp, mark sharp. It's marked as sharp, but it's not sharp. America explain. Well, never mind. Alright, don't go too much. Root. Yep, that's done. Next one. For now, I'm leaving all the supports as is. They probably could be edited a little bit different. I can even, eventually, what I will do is in the geometry nodes, make it so I can do footer height and things like that, and then have like each section just for flanges, just for roots, just for footers. But as of now, this is where we are. And I'm gonna keep it this way for a bit, just so I can finish this project. In here, I want this to be support number 4. That instancer in there. Gotta make instances real. Duplicate. And then extrude on the Z to 1.3 meters. Drag this onto there. Is there like an open editor? Nah, okay. Root. Oh, here. Flange 3. Oh. Root flange. Ah, it needs to be. So root flange, I'm gonna make it 2. I guess I could have done this on any. Next one. So yeah, once the process is baked in, it's definitely easier. And I think that making supports is way quicker than making the track. Or at least for now, because right now I'm manually making all of these. Once I get into editing what's already there to match up, I think that's when things will get when things will start taking longer. But these are just single straight down supports that I'm like manually building. Faces, make instances real, we're gonna duplicate. Down 1.3. Wow, it's supposed to be an asset browser. Drag that on there. Yeah, it's so beautiful. Okay, and last one. Let's make support number 6 with the instancer in there. We'll put on the faces. We'll put this to where it needs to go. Make instances real, duplicate, extrude down 1.3, drag this onto there, boom. Round of applause. Thank you, I know. Oh, even that slight, okay, this needs to get out of the way, but like even that slight slope down is just, it just looks so good. Okay. For now, maybe I can start on some of the lift. Or at least get the rails in for the lift. And then I'll work on setting up the lift the same that we set up the 2-tone or the 2-tube track. Normally I would skip to the 3-tube track, but I don't want to. I could, because now that we're manually making the track, it doesn't really matter where I start as long as it's on an even number. I like that. I like that a lot. Let me save this. Also, I think I turned off all of the supports, but we're in the support tab, so that's probably not a great idea. Oh, let me move the support instancer back in there. Track. Oh, it's behind us. Okay. That was just an example. So I need to okay. I need to re-import all the supports into this one. So go to. Also, now we don't need this because it just takes the rotation from there. Okay. I need a psych evaluation. I think I have ADHD. Okay. What was I gonna do? What was I gonna do? Okay. So this. Oh, root flange rotation can be deleted because we're not editing that at all ever. So yeah, mean tilt won't even do anything with that, which I really like because eventually, I guess I can show it on this one. We'll need to like rotate, whoops. Like let's say this was all jagged like that, and for whatever reason it made more sense for me to tilt this one, I could tilt this one to make it straight, you know? But typically I would take this one, and then I would rotate the secondary support rather than the primary. But look, like, we've gotten so far in this, like, I'm actually really excited that I've gotten flanges and these footers and all of that to actually work. Like, this is actually really, nice. Now that we actually have supports, I'm going to go ahead and delete this hierarchy because I don't need it anymore. And then hide my assets. This is my instancer, so I'll go ahead and hide that. Alright. So far, this is our ride. And this is what we have set in stone. And I'm actually... Now I'm getting hype because I've fixed this issue right here. The only thing that's going to suck is if I do... I know that I'm not going to now. But if I ever wanted to change this right here, what I would have to do is delete this mesh from each of the supports that I would want to, and then I'd have to go back into the support or the track file, and then kind of instance the new version there, and then resave that asset. Where? Oh. I wonder if origin 3D cursor. Okay, so I can't do this. Set origin 3D cursor. I'm gonna go ahead and do this. So one, I don't forget because I don't want to go around the entire track doing this. But I want to set all the origins to the 3D cursor so I can then just plop all of these points in. And then I'm also gonna make, go back to the asset browser, supports, support, wait, what is this one called? Section 1. Yeah, I'll just do that. Section 1. And then in here, support this one. I probably should have named everything. Support 001. Mark his asset. I guess I don't really need this anymore. I'm just gonna delete that. Delete that. And if that's the case, I'm not even gonna make folders for this because it's so much easier. I'm not gonna get ahead of myself. Okay. Because I thought of the monstrous lift support and that one support that took me like 45 minutes to make, and I got scared. I was like, nah, we're gonna keep this because I know that. Well, how am I gonna combine it then? I can't make them all one support because the geometry node is going to place a flange at every single end piece and a footer at every single end piece, which is, I don't want that. So I will need folders still, but I don't think I should be saving these as assets or naming them quite yet until I can turn it into a mesh. So yeah, I'm not going to worry about naming and all of that yet. Also I have 6 minutes, so I'll probably end it here. I don't think there's anything else that I could really work on in that time, meaningfully. So yeah. Bum, 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 bum. What to do next? So with, I'm actually really, I'm glad that I got this far. It is not, it felt like I was at a huge setback, but now that I actually executed these supports in a way that's not going to make me lose my mind, I'm really excited about that. Also, since I kind of have the basis down and actually used what I like created and kind of got used to it, creating the rest of it should be much faster. So I do believe that I can finish at least the track. Well, if I'm working at the track and the supports at the same time, then I might be able to finish. Hopefully I'll be finished by the end of the week. And then I can just do small minor details in the next couple of... so by the 26th, it would be nice if I could finish each section of the track. So section 2 should be relatively quick, even though I do have to do some modeling. That'll be here. And then if I could do 3 on the 24th, and then section 4 and 5 on the 25th, section 6 on the 26th. That would be me done with the building of the project. That gives me Saturday and Sunday to work on any systems that I need to, and then I'll have Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday to do catwalks and maybe a station. If I finish all that, if I do catwalks and station in like one stream, which I'm pretty sure I will not, I'll see what it's like to animate a spline, and then if I can get like either a POV or model like a box car to run along the track, then I'll go ahead and do that as well. And then I'll have 2 days to do that. And then if that's too much of a task because I've never done that before, I don't know how intense that'll be, then I'll just model some catwalk and stuff. Maybe a station. I mean, when I say station, I mean like a platform. Maybe some gates that I'll copy and paste. And yeah. So with this project, I definitely do want to keep working on it after I am done, just so because this ride, I love this ride so much. And I want to actually finish this because I've ridden the POV from No Limits in VR, and it's just, it's great. The sitting in 32 unload, or the last car, last seat on the left side, you can just kind of like see just how good the track is. And that's not me tooting my own horn, but it actually is pretty nice. So if I were to actually be able to like put this in Resonite or VR chat or whatever, and then to like walk around it, interact with the restraints and all that, I would love to be able to do that. This is the ride that I would choose to work on first for any of that. Of course, I say that now. The next ride that I make, I'll probably want to do it to there as well. But I really do I really do love this ride a lot. Yeah, so I'm gonna end it here. And I don't think there's anything else. Yep. So just working on systems, and then what I did for the track this time, I'm gonna do for the lift track, the 3 tube track, and the 4 tube track. So I'll try to do that tomorrow, because in the next section of the track I need all 4, or all 3 of those. I need the lift that turns into the 4 tube track, which turns into the 3 tube track. So yeah, see you then.